Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Fluxmania. I'm your host Flux This, and today we're gonna talk about Thor the Dark World. Let's begin, right? Well, first off, I'm gonna talk about what I thought about the movie in general. Thor the Dark World is an American superhero movie featuring Marvel Comics character Thor. And this story revolves around Thor and his brother Loki, and the war against the Dark Elves under the guidance of Malekith, who is having this war to find the Ether, which is a secret weapon which he wants to use to destroy all the worlds together at the same time. So, Thor the Dark World. Thor is first off, Thor is an amazing film. I mean, it has a lot of action, it has a lot of comedy, it has great actors, it has a lot of those things which you just want to see in a Marvel movie. And when we compare them to other Marvel movies like Iron Man or Captain America or the Avengers, I mean, nothing can compare to the Avengers, of course, because that's like it all comes together, it mashes up and it explodes in your face, and you're like, what? Fucking amazing! And that's my summary for the Avengers. Anyway, this is about Thor. Thor does great in comparison to Iron Man. Iron Man, I really liked the first Iron Man, but the second and third Iron Man were crap, if you ask me. I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr. and I love the hero Iron Man, and I love even how they make the movie, but it's just there are things about it that I just don't like. But let's talk about Thor. Thor was a great movie, a lot of action, great characters, Natalie Portman. Who doesn't like Natalie Portman, right? But the only thing that I have as a negative comment about Thor the Dark World was that it has too much comedy. And when you watch a movie, Marvel movie, especially like Iron Man, it has a lot of comedy, but because of Robert Downey Jr., he can pull this off. The character is on its own a comedian, and that's not the case with Thor, because Thor is a really serious character. Of course, they try to implement jokes and funny scenes, and of course we laugh because they are really funny scenes. But the aspect of the comedy scenes really contradicts the entire story, because the story is really badass. It's about a big ass war against the Dark Elves, against Malekith, to find the Ether. A lot of bad shit, crazy shit happens. Loki dies and then doesn't die. I mean, a lot of amazing stuff happens in the movie itself, but there's too much comedy in the movie. For example, if you watch a serious movie like Thor, it's like you just want to see the amazing storyline, the arc, and the special effects and the characters and everything that has to do with Thor. But when there are these comedy scenes, it's just like, wow, I love the comedy in this scene. I mean, I love the actor, it's really funny, I have to laugh. But does the funny scenes really help the story? No, not in any way at all, because these funny scenes really contradict the seriousness and the badassness of Thor as a character. I mean, it's an amazing character. Why do you have to ruin it by using too much comedy in a movie? Anyway, that's just a thing that kept bugging me when I saw this movie, because it's just too much comedy for one movie. Of course, 1 or 2 or 3 is the max for me. I mean, 3 funny scenes in a 2-hour film is enough. But when you get more than those, you get the seriousness of the movie just disappears to thin air, and it's like, I get that feeling from the inside. Well, another thing, I love Chris Hemsworth as Thor. He's a great actor, great guy. I mean, I don't know him, so I can't say if he's a great guy, but he's an amazing actor. I can tell you that much. And Then there's Tom Hiddleston, who plays the character of Loki. Well, Loki is an amazing character, and I really think this character brings it just brings a lot to the story, and especially when Tom Hiddleston plays Loki. I mean, he brings the character to life, and he really adds something to the movie. And I just think in this, especially in this part of Thor, he just there was so much strength in his role. It was an amazing role. He really played it well, and I think without him the movie would have been a lot less amazing and a lot less, just everything. I mean, he does his role with such confidence and such strength, and I really think that that's what kept this movie going. And I think if it wasn't for Tom Hiddleston, this movie would have had a lot less of success all over the world. Of course, there are like Tom Hiddleston fangirls all over the globe, and they're dying at his every word and every action. And he isn't a charismatic man. He's a great actor. I think he's a great guy. I can't tell because I don't know him, but he just brings the role to life, and that's what we want to see. And he really adds something to the entire story, and without him this movie would crash and burn. Anyway, I think on a scale of 1 to 10 I would say this movie was a 7.5. Like I said, amazing movie. I loved it, but there's too much comedy. The movie relies on Tom Hiddleston's actions as Loki for a majority of the film, which I think the film has to rely on Thor and not Loki as his brother. Well, I think they just have to put more strength into the character of Thor. I don't want to say that I don't like the character Thor, because I love it, but they just have to balance the strength out. Get what I mean? Well, that was my review for Thor the Dark World. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my channel Fluxmania for all your television news. Check out E-mania for all your entertainment news. And I'll catch you on the flip side.